August 18, 1977, in apartheid South Africa, where blacks are treated like dogs, but leashes are shorter, tighter, yanked harder. Stephen Biko is arrested. My father is 20 years old. He sits in his college dorm thousands of miles from home, and all he can do is think about his younger brother. September 11, 1977, Biko is thrown into the trunk of a Land Rover, naked and defenseless, with sweat-drenched skin that emits an ethereal glow. It is as if God were cradling him in his arms. Those days it was easy to mistake the arms of a policeman for the arms of God, arms which seem to give and take life carelessly. Father walks down Claverton Road, his backpack filled with books, his mind with songs of freedom, he sighs. Reminded of Biko, wrapped in cold metal chains, they dragged him across 700 miles of dusty roads, of husbandless wives, of fatherless children whose cries he heard as he stifled his own. My father is lonely. Surrounded by pale faces he knows not how to communicate with. Despite his perfect English, they wouldn't understand him. And it wasn't the accent. It was the pain that could not be translated. For 4 years, father was lost in translation, but in the West, he stayed, and the burden, it was heavy. He carried it on his back until the discs in his spine slipped, cracking as they hit the cobblestone. He was running towards the future that promised him more, running towards this future that promised him more. He reveals the back that shames him. Ghostly traces of muscles, once bulging, once pregnant with dreams of tomorrow, now limp, hidden by white beaters and leather jackets thug. And he tried to tell them otherwise, to show them his hands and say, these hands aren't used for violence. They are not used they are not calloused from years of gripping leather knife handles. They have been hardened from my attempts at reshaping the image of myself that has been graffitied onto back alley walls and wanted posters. I am angry, he says, at them for treating me this way, at God for making me this way. When Adam sat in that garden, did he see his own reflection in the pond beneath the tree, take his own rib, sharpen it, pierce his chest open? Did blood flow up and out of him like a waterfall? Coating once green apples, metallic red diamonds, maybe a girl's best friend, but Eve was more interested in iron. I am more interested in ironing out the creased image of my brothers that has been hanging for too long. You said black consciousness is the realization by the black man for the need to rally together against the cause of their oppression. I am trying. But each time I hold my brother's hand, it disappears. The dips and crevices of my palms have become the homes of ghosts, and no matter how hard I press them to my left side at night, they still haunt me, Father. Despite everything, you tried to teach me to forgive. You said we were planted on this earth for a reason. Given sunlight, water, and soil, they expected us not to grow, but we did, and we must continue to do so. How? I ask him, how do you grow from 6 feet underground? The only liquid here is blood. The sky is too far out of reach, and the world is colder than the soil beneath my toes. Father, I cannot forgive them. Not yet. Had I been alive when you were, I would have stood next to you. I would have held your hand, sang songs of struggle, sang songs of freedom like a dog. I would have barked and bitten and bled by your side. I would have done all of this for you. For my father.